Okay, today is the day we're going to start tearing into this Tattoo Assassins project, or Tattoo Assassins clone project, if you will. This is a dedicated Mortal Kombat 1 cabinet, and it was converted to a Sport Shooting USA, but at some point it was an NFL Blitz, so it's had quite the tawdry past, because this is an NFL Blitz cage in here. But for the most part, the cabinet itself is in pretty solid condition. I mean, it's not a liquid or a gas. It's definitely solid. Ha ha ha. But it doesn't have any big gouges or scrapes or dents or any real damage to speak of. The back's in good condition as well. Some issues, but nothing that needs immediate attention. Same thing on this side. Nothing. There's some dings right here, but it's going to get all torn off anyway, and you can really see the original MK1 dragon, and if we look just right you can see all the MK1 artwork. But it's interesting because there's a character in Tattoo Assassins named Truck Davis, and somebody has graffitied this cabinet with "Davis was here." Very prophetic. Anyway, so it did not have a bezel. The way you see it is exactly how I acquired it, minus the bezel here. I didn't have a bezel, so I stole the bezel from our Terminator 2 at the arcade because it's down in there and dark, you can't see it anyway. And I'm going to actually place this roughly where it needs to be once the monitor's installed, and then just kind of tape it in place. Maybe tack it in with a small screw or something. I think I'm just going to use some double-sided tape to hold it in place where it needs to be. And then it doesn't matter because I made a custom bezel that I've already made a post about, and the bezel will cover the whole perimeter. So all I need is the bezel for around the monitor, around the inside of the monitor, and then once I get it in place, the bezel will hide the fact that it's too short. So that'll be okay for that. The wood here slightly is cracked for the marquee. It's cracked right across there, but not a big deal. I can fix that. We might need a new fixture because this side's broken, but I think I can fix it if it actually works. If it doesn't, we'll just replace it. The front's not bad either. I mean, overall the cabinet's in pretty good shape, but the control panel is a goner. It's got the giant holes in the front. It's got a hole right here and a giant hole right there, and it's all falling apart, and somebody's held it together with a bunch of wood screws. Wood screw there, wood screw there, wood screw there, wood screw there. The T-molding doesn't stay in place anymore. So this is going to go bye-bye. And we have a brand new control panel box right there. I think, yeah, I have not ordered the replacement panel or metal yet. Fortunately, Tattoo Assassins is an identical layout to MK. It has an additional button on top for the tattoo. It has, high punch. Actually, I think it's face punch, face kick, body punch, body kick, defense, and then up here's an extra button for tattoo. So the layout's the same, so I'm going to order a new metal panel and a new wood panel, and then that'll take care of the top. But for the purposes of getting this thing prepared, I have a brand new wooden control panel box that we're going to assemble. But I don't know if I'll get to that in this video. I got the whole panel, the whole pieces, and the cleats to hold it all together. I think this is still, yes, off of here. Here's the glass retainer. It goes right there. Then I have, I think, another one down. Somehow I ended up with two of them. Actually, I think this may be this piece. No, that's not right. I forget, but I'm missing the back piece. No, this is the retainer, and I think that's the piece that goes on the back of the control panel. Okay, yeah, I got confused there for a minute. That piece goes on the back of the control panel to butt up against this piece. So all the pieces are accounted for. Yeah, so I think what we'll start with is let's take a look on the inside of the cabinet. We'll pull this control panel off, something else where you can look and see that this thing is just obliterated. So I don't want to try and save this. I'm just going to make a new panel out of what I got over there. So we're going to take this off of here. Let's tour the inside, and then we'll start tearing this thing down. I'm going to take all the original art and just peel it off. Like, little preview here, I'm just gonna take the art and just peel it off like that. The whole side, both sides. The front, I'm just gonna sand down and paint. So yeah, the inside of this thing is pretty trashed. We've got all of the monitor nuts, the 7/16 nuts. There's one there, there's one there, there's one there, and there's a couple sitting right there. Original power supply with the isolation transformer, so that's good. I'm sorry, not power supply, transformer. The transformer here for the coin door lights and the 115 and the isolation transformer, it's all built into that. So we have the original setup there for the transformer. And as we can verify here, it says, you know, Mortal Kombat. So the inside is in decent shape, but all this wiring has to go. Get rid of all of it. Original monitor connector is in place, so we're good there. So this is the speaker wire that's running to some type of connector here for the sports shooting. This is all, and then here's the connector for the monitor for the video. That may come in handy. I'll save that. So this all has to come out. As a matter of fact, look at that. We can just disconnect it, and all this comes right out. Hey, off to a good start. This is supposed to be in here, so we'll set that in there for now. Original, oh, someone has, this is supposed to slide. Oh, there it goes. I thought someone had it screwed in. All right. Well, anyway, let's get cracking on this later. For now, we can start by getting the camera on the tripod, and we'll get the bolts out for the brackets for the monitor on both sides. And then we will start tearing all this artwork off so we can sand it down and put the new artwork on. Of course, the process will be to rip all this off, sand it, prime it, sand it again, and then we'll put the artwork on. But of course, it's not finished yet. I don't actually have the artwork. So this is just going to be a preliminary video to get the control panel off and get the cabinet prep work done in preparation for artwork application. So I don't know, depending on how long that takes, it may take a while. Depending on how long that takes, we might go ahead and assemble the control panel on this video. I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. But for now, let's get everything set up after the quick overview of what's going on. And let's start tearing off this artwork here. So here we go. Alright, so the main cabinet prep and work is now done. We got all the side art ripped off. We got all of the sanding done, the Bondo, not in that order. Everything is now good to go. You know, little things like this along the edge, right here. This side wasn't too bad. The other side here, yeah, I had to fill in some areas there, and right there, and right there, and down here, and right there. So all the little areas have been touched up and bondoed and ready to go. So now what we're going to do is give it a good wipe down, and we're going to use some white enamel oil-based paint as a primer. I'm using this right here as a primer. We're going to paint this on both sides. Then we're going to sand it again with a 1000 grit sandpaper with the palm sander. And then we're going to call that good. So we're going to use that process for both sides. The front, I need to take that bolt out. And I actually honestly forgot to Bondo these 4 holes and those holes right there, which I'll get to later, kind of off camera. I'll do the sides now, and then I'll do all this as well. So that'll pretty much complete all of the cabinet prep and work once that's completed. And then we can move on to assembling the new control panel and kind of go from there. But I'm not sure if I want to do that today, because I've already been at this for about 4 hours, give or take. And oh, I got a message. And it's Sunday. I want to watch some football with my old man, so I'm going to get this done, and then probably just call it done for this first part of the restoration or the project. So let's get that going. Okay, well, and just like that, we've got a cabinet that is baby silk smooth and ready for artwork. I painted the front, rattle canned it, but I forgot to press the record buttons. So I don't have footage of painting the front, but the front's all done. Both sides are now primed and sanded and smooth as a baby's bottom. So all you need to do is All I need to do is wipe them down, give them a good wipe down and clean, and then as soon as the artwork is ready and I have it in hand, we can get it applied. So turned out very nice. All of the damage and things that needed attention have been attended to, and everything is good to go. Man, I haven't done this process on all of my restorations or all of my projects, but I kind of wish I had, because this is just fantastic. So yeah, awesome. All the way around, both sides, nice and smooth, ready to go. So all the cabinet prep is basically done, all the hard work is done. So that'll be it for this video. I'm going to do the control panel on the inside and everything else and get going from there, and take the process and the project to where it needs to go in the next step in the next series of videos, if there's only one more, two more, who knows how many. So stay tuned for the rest of these. Should be obviously 2 or 3 more parts, but for part 1, the major cabinet work is done, and just waiting on artwork. I think the next video I'm going to do the control panel rebuild, and possibly get all the insides done, the wiring, and get the computer set up, maybe get a monitor in here, get it operational and running, maybe wire some controls up. I don't know the depth or the scope of the next part. Maybe that might be too much. I need to get this repaired and fixed. I need to get this fixed as well. Yeah, see that split? I can glue it back together and clamp it. But the major work is now done. So that'll conclude part 1. So stay tuned for part 2 and the rest of the series, and we'll see how those go.